Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing fantastically well. So it's Sunday again, time for me to go and reflect on how the trading week was, what the actual plans for the upcoming week are going to be, and did I make any mistakes? Well, if you're here last week, you probably knew that I actually took a long-term position based on Euro and GBP, expecting the price to really bounce after the NFP data came out. And reality was, I probably wasn't into it that much. It's kind of going against my strategy, but I thought, okay, what have I got to lose? I've already made some significant profits on the whole week. Let's just take a speculative trade and potentially risk what I'd already made. And I'm here to tell you the good news. Well, it wasn't good news, it was bad news. I did get stopped out and closed out those trades for overall that particular day, 4% loss. Now, am I worried about that? Not in the slightest. It's all part of the journey. It's part of actually taking that risk and that slight gamble to get to the funded stage. With the safety net known, I've already got most of the actual grunt work done. Now, the problem is I'm here weekly exposing myself on the good and the bad. Now, that hopefully gives inspiration to people to either do the same or probably do the reverse of that and probably be a bit more cautious and don't do all of the wild stuff I haven't done over the past couple of weeks. Again, I would only make those more rash decisions because I've actually already got funded with Blue Guardian and I'm getting payouts with OFP. So although it may appear on the surface reckless and a bit kamikaze, I knew what I was doing, I was willing to take a risk and it didn't come off. But again, if I look at the results this week, I'll show you in a minute, it didn't actually turn out too bad in the end. And it could have turned out quite well and I could have actually passed phase 2. Let's jump into dashboards and results and we can go and look at what my thought process was around that and how it's affected my potential trading and how I can actually improve on that in the upcoming week. So firstly, Blue Guardian, the intention was not to actually trade this too much over the particular week. Reality was last week I was thinking about 1.9%. I'm now 2.3% up. And when I look at the profit share, this is where it's actually getting quite nice, is because the actual payout now is going to be in excess of $2,000, which was actually my target for the entire month. And I've actually achieved that in the first 2 weeks. I'm not going to trade this at all. I'm going to stop and wait until Wednesday, the 14th of February, and request the payout. My trading with OFP this week has actually not been too bad. Overall, I'm almost 1% up. Now, the problem with OFP is you can't actually do too much in one particular day. Otherwise, your trader value score goes through the roof and you need to have that below 25 in order to get a payout. So what I was doing is just the start of the week was a $320. And I've just been trying to match that or slightly below that for the rest of the week. And as you can see, I've now gained $953. Still not eligible for a payout, but for me to get the payout with OFP this month, I need to get another $339 over the next 14 days to be able to get the payout because the TV will be below 25. Once I get to that point, it might be in the next 2 or 3 days with the current performance. I can then start to increase my daily profits to get a much better payout. So FTMO is a real big one this week. Really, I started off on a real downer. We can see from last week where the actual balance was 3.2%, but the actual running trades at that point at the close of the week, I was actually only around about 1.8% up. The reality was it didn't go as planned. I ended up actually slightly below the starting point, below the $100,000. And if we look at the actual daily days, once I had that 4% day, I got back onto it and actually managed to get some real good performance results and actually ended the week at a high of 3.2% up on the Friday. Now again, what I wanted on the Friday was just to have that one final push. I actually had a good start to the day. It was 0.8% up and just wanted to get over that final 1.5%. So I placed some more trades, put all the take profits in there and put all the stop losses in there. And it didn't turn out as I expected and actually then finished the day in a slight loss. I wasn't too disappointed because overall for the week, I'm still 2.1% up and therefore I can actually use that as a springboard into next week, knowing that the subtle changes I've made throughout the week have actually been, for me, definitely beneficial and I feel in a great place to actually get this one past next week. I just want to touch on what my potential profit targets are for each of the prop firms on a monthly basis. Now, there's a very basic spreadsheet of what I wanted to achieve for my sort of projections and have a quick look at that now and see actually we're tracking it against that. So we can see that in January, I wasn't expecting to make any money from this level of trading based on the fact that I was actually going through all of the challenges. Now in February, expecting a payout from OFP because that was obviously a direct funding rolling over from January. I wanted to have funded from Blue Guardian in January to get the first payout in February. FTMO, I wasn't expecting anything for the first 2 months and therefore only expecting the first payout in March. So as you can see, February, looking at as we are now, Blue Guardian, I'm on a target for $2,009. I've already had the payout of $1,338 from OFP. So that actually puts me for the month of February on target for $3,347. And my baseline for that was originally $3,000. So I'm actually up by $347 overall. If we look at the scaling for the actual year, I'm looking to probably do the same for Blue Guardian and FTMO through March and scale that up throughout the rest of the year. As I improve or get scaling with the accounts or actual additional funding, I'll then be looking to, by December, take out a monthly almost payment of about $13,000. Now that would give me an overall of the year just in excess of $100,000. I don't think it's too bad for the amount of actual work and effort I'm putting in. I'm able to stay at home or work remotely, put in a couple of hours each day on the trading and see some good results coming in. Now it might be that when I get through to even April, May, June time, I'm actually in a real good rhythm of all these prop challenges and I'm able to take some more, get funding with some additional prop firms, and before we know it, we have increased our initial funding balance from 200,000, maybe up to 400 or even 600,000. Then when you start looking at 2, 3, 5% profit returns on that, you can see it's going to be absolutely massive, bringing in there's a 20, 30, 40,000 a month potential. Now, I've said that in the past, but that was my ultimate goal when I was trying to, on a road to $1 million funded. It didn't work out, so I'm not getting carried away. If I do the entire year just on these 2 particular prop firms and these 2 levels of capital, I'll be more than happy to make $100,000 in the year. Now, one of the things I've actually changed over the past couple of days almost is looking at how I'm actually scaling into trades as well as my initial lot sizes. What I was doing through the first phase of the challenges is really going for small lot sizes, literally 1 lot, 2 lots maximum, and looking for big runs on the trade, looking for 50, 100 pips. Now, I've changed that slightly and gone back to what I used to do from trading many, many years ago and look for 10, 15, 20 pip movements and increase the lot size, but not increasing the risk. Now, the chances are I can get a 15, 20 pip in a particular day or even 20, 30 minutes. And we've seen some of the news announcements come out and see massive movements. Now, reality is I don't want to be trading around these news announcements because the reversal on price is just not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a continuation of the trend, waiting for a pullback into a zone, whether it's to the 20 moving average or looking for RSI to come back down to the 50 level, ready for a bounce to move back up into a good level. So for me, I'm looking for more consistent moves and less volatile moves over the next week. If I'm able to do that and risk, let's say, half or 1% on a particular trade and take a 1-2% return with a much bigger lot size, then that's why I believe I'm in a much better position now to be passing the phase 2. I'm looking for a 3% return on FTMO. I'm only going to trade that account next week. I don't want to touch Blue Guardian because I've got that risk of going into a drawdown slightly and not getting as much profit as I want to. So for me, it's 100% focus on FTMO next week with a target of having this passed by Thursday. I say that because I'm actually going away for the Friday. I'm actually treating myself to a weekend in the sunshine. I think that's well deserved after putting in the hours and the effort of trading this year. And one of the things I like to do is reward myself with a little bit of luxury, a bit of a breakaway, just to real sort of reset the batteries and come back the following week fully refreshed, fully vitalized, and get back onto the trading. So I know I'm still making mistakes. I know I'm not letting my winners run. I'm not cutting my losers as quick as I should. Now, I've got that mantra written down on my notepad. I'm looking at it every single day. And when I come into trading fresh in the morning, I'm making sure that the mistakes I've done the day before I cut out for that day and the following days. It's not perfect, it's not ideal. I'm nowhere near the finished polished article, but as you can see, with a bit of dedication, with a hard work, you can get the results, you can get funded, and you can make some good withdrawals and turn that into a pretty good lifestyle. So I hope you enjoyed my quick weekly recap, and this gives some positivity out there so people to go and continue with their challenges, continue with their trading, and I'll catch you all again next time. Cheers.